Hey everyone, and welcome to another gtaonline in-depth guide for the Money Fronts DLC. Today we are going through the Mr. Faber missions and showing you how to complete each of the bonus objectives for the maximum possible payouts and all of the challenges. So to start these missions, you will have to go to your laptop in any of the new businesses, the car wash, Ghillie tours, or smoke on the water, and just select Mr. Faber missions. There are a total of 6 of them, and the annoying part is you can only do these in order of the strand, which means once you complete the first mission, for example, you need to go and do the other 5 missions before you can replay the first one, which is super annoying if you're trying to grind out the challenges. I don't know why they designed it like that. I understand making us play through them for the first playthrough, but after that, just let us choose which one we want to play. Each of these missions also have their own secret challenges that the game does not tell you about at all, which is an interesting choice that I think they're just trying out for GTA 6 online, to be honest, just trying out different things. And it kind of encourages replayability to figure out the challenges. The only problem with that is the payouts are just horrible for these missions. The money laundering free mode missions pay nearly the same amount, if not more, in half the time. But the secret challenges are required for completing the tier 4 challenge, so we have to do them if you want to do that. Anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know what you're getting into when playing these missions. Now, let's get into how to complete the bonuses for each of the missions. For the first one, Liquid Market, when you break into the property, you are looking for 2 optional bags of cocaine. They spawn in different spots, but before searching for them, don't forget to feed the dog to keep him busy. A few spawn points that I've seen for the bags are right behind the dog in the kitchen, on the shelf in the living room, and the nightstand in the bedroom. The next part of the mission takes place at the scrapyard. You have to locate 4 whiskey bottles, but first you have to take out a bunch of enemies. Now, if you want to get a platinum award here at the same time, if you do this area in full stealth by feeding all 4 of the dogs in order to distract them, it will help out with the career progress, so I highly recommend doing it this way, and it's also not too difficult unless the stealth bugs out and doesn't work, which has happened to me a few times. When looking for the whiskey bottles, the game does not tell you where to look for these aside from a little hint like hot rod, couch, big oil, for example. And the other mission objective is to not request any hints from Raf as to where these are located. So you're fine to just look at the general hints that Raf initially sends you, but don't hold right D-pad when the menu is already open, otherwise you avoid the challenge when he gives you another hint. This might take you some time, but really, you will likely never do this mission ever again after completing these challenges because the pay just isn't there.
Nice.
After finding all 4 of the whiskey bottles though, you will have to drive all the way back to the nightclub to deliver them to complete the mission. Mission 2, ROI, is much easier in my opinion. We're going back to the casino, and if you've done the casino heist a million times like I have, this is an absolute cakewalk. It's going to spawn you in the laundry area. You want to make your way to the disguise at the far end of this room in order to make the stealth much easier for you. And then just quietly walk through and take out all the guards on your way to the objective floor. You need to do this in full stealth to make the challenges much easier for later. When you get to the upper floor, the room you're looking for is 522. There's an objective to look for the cleaning schedule. I honestly never even did that in my playthrough. I only went by the rooms and saw the prompt to enter. So don't even bother with the cleaning schedule, honestly. Just walk into the room, take out the target, and take his keys.
Wait. How'd you even know where this guy was staying? What a dick. Now go to the garage and get the car. Oh, you might want to see if the keys are up here first. If you break into the car, it'll cost us.
Nice. We'll just shove him into the...
Nice.
Yeah, we'll hang him up like a coat on the wall there. Perfect. But don't leave the casino just yet, because we now need to head to room 513 to complete the optional objective, which is to grab the casino chips in that room.
Basket, quick! I've seen it like 100 times in the movie, so it has to work. You only need 2 things in life: full pockets kid said a full heart, am I right? My notice said that.
And once that is done, you can now leave, but we're going to leave via an unconventional method, which is a laundry cart located in the staff room here. It's going to teleport you down to the lower floor, right next to the exit, and from there we can just simply head to the garage, and in the garage there's going to be a few more people to take out in stealth, and then you can hop in the Turismo Maggio and just leave. But be very careful driving back, because the final optional objective here is to deliver the car without taking too much damage. So I was just really careful not to damage it at all on the way back. Just drive slower than usual to avoid crashing, and that's all there is to it. Real quick side note, the audio on this mission seems to be bugged, so if you have noticed that, it's not just you, it's the game. The audio is just super quiet for whatever reason on this mission. Moving on to mission 3, Compound Interest. This one is quite simple. Once you collect Skinny and take him to the lockup, make sure to grab the cutting saw in the duffel bag on the left side here, because you're going to need it in order to cut open all of the containers that are scattered about here. One of which requires a safe code. You get that safe code by killing the enemy that shows up a little bit later, marked on your map as a red target with a $sign. He will drop the safe codes for you to use later. And from there, it's just a matter of opening all the containers and stealing all of the loot inside of them. It's pretty straightforward.
Got the Duggins ready and waiting. All you gotta do is make the drop.
For the mutual funds mission, your optional objective is to just not have the truck take too much damage. Now you can do this mission in multiple different ways. I actually was able to do the mission with all of its optional objectives just by standing on the back of the truck and using the combat MG to shoot at the enemies as they appeared. And that was on hard mode. The vehicles in this mission are seemingly heavily weakened, so they blow up quite easily to the combat MG gunfire. But if you don't want to do that, you can also use things like the weaponized Tampa. It actually works quite well for this mission specifically, and you just drive ahead and melt everything with the dual miniguns. But like I said, I managed to do this with just being on the back of the truck with the combat MG on the hardest difficulty, so it's definitely doable, and probably one of the easier missions here overall. Next is the current liabilities mission. This one used to be bugged, but it's fixed now and the challenges now track correctly. You're either going to want an HSW car for this, or if you start the mission from Higgins Heli Tours, from what I've been told, you get the Higgins Heli Tours Maverick to use, which is also a very fast method of transportation. The optional objectives for this one are to first find GJ without any extra hints, which is pretty easy. He's always going to be near the wind farms from what I've seen in my playthroughs of this mission. But as you get close, you'll see a bunch of dead bodies and vehicles, so you'll know you're in the right place. After you pick him up, this is why you need the fast vehicle, because you have a minute and a half to get him to the medical center in Sandy Shores for the optional objective. If you have any of the HSW vehicles, it's pretty much a given, and if you have the helicopter, I'm sure it's even easier than that.
Thank you. And thank Rat for me, okay?
You seen the lockup on your GPS? That's where GJ stashed the cash.
Once you drop him off though, the next part of the mission doesn't really matter what you do, as the optional objectives are already done at this point, so just take out the SUVs and deliver the cash to the Epsilon contact and you'll be all done with that one. And now the last mission, the Monopoly. This one is really easy too actually. Just do the mission normally until you get to the final part where you have to kill the leader. And all you have to do is make sure you grab this bag of cash located underneath the construction site, and that's it. And you can apparently kill the guy up top by shooting the crane and dropping the explosives on him, which I would assume you can do from far away, so that might be an interesting kind of speedrun strat, but I just haven't tried it myself. I just snuck up to the top and shot him in the head before falling down a crevice and somehow surviving the fall all the way to one of the bottom floors. Definitely intentional. After he's dead though, all you have to do is leave the area and it's mission complete, and you should now have all of the challenges completed for the career progress. Now to give my review, I really don't know why the missions pay so horribly. Even with both of the optional bonuses done on hard mode, you're getting like $40,000 at most, sometimes even $30,000 depending on how fast you do the mission. In my opinion, you should be getting paid at least like $50,000 for these missions if you do the bonus objectives on the hardest difficulty. There is zero point in replaying these missions with their current pay, which is a shame because I really just hate when they release content that might even be fun. Like, the missions are pretty good, aside from having to look for random things in the scrapyard, but they're just never going to get played because they don't pay enough. Like, the freebone missions pay more, and you can knock those out back to back to back for easy money. Not to mention, these missions also raise your heat bar in your businesses by 10%, so which one would you rather do? A bunch of the freebone missions you can spam back to back that pay $35,000 at the minimum, or do the Mr. Faber missions and have to deal with loading into a new contact mission lobby and get paid even less than that unless you do it on the hardest difficulty and all the optional objectives done with it. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of the Mr. Faber missions down in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, feel free to leave a like as well as subscribe to my channel for more GTA Online content. I also want to give a huge shout out to all of my channel members for your support. If you'd like to become a member for some exclusive perks, you can either use the join button or the link that's down in the description. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great day.